The tangled web of emotions continues to unfold in Coronation Street as Toyah Battersby, Georgia Taylor, finds herself drowning in guilt over her secret relationship with Nick Tilsley, Ben Price, which she is keeping hidden from her sister, Leanne, Jane Danson. What began as an illicit affair between the two in the midst of Leanne's tumultuous time with the Institute storyline has now become a full-blown emotional affair, and the weight of secrecy is taking its toll on Toyah. As the storyline progresses, Toyah's internal conflict reaches new heights when Leanne, unknowingly, presents her with an incredibly thoughtful and heart-wrenching gift, one that only deepens Toyah's feelings of guilt. Toyah and Nick's affair began innocently enough, with the two characters growing close during Leanne's absence. Their emotional connection quickly turned physical, and although they both agreed that they should end things before Leanne found out, their feelings for each other only deepened. Eventually, Leanne discovered the betrayal, and while hurt and angry, she also couldn't ignore the fact that Toyah and Nick shared a connection that was undeniable. With their emotions in turmoil, Toyah and Nick decided they wanted to continue their relationship, but had no choice but to keep it a secret from Leanne for the time being. As the situation grows increasingly complicated, they plan to eventually come clean to her. But they both know that it will be an emotional storm when the truth finally emerges. In the meantime, Nick hatches a plan. They will tell Leanne, then go on a holiday to allow her time to process the news without feeling immediately overwhelmed. Despite the painful situation surrounding Toyah and Nick's relationship, Leanne is still her kind, caring self, and she is unaware of the betrayal brewing under the surface. In an unexpected moment of tenderness, she presents Toyah with a rose bush, suggesting they plant it together next to Oliver's tree in memory of her late daughter Rose. The gesture is sweet, and Toyah is deeply touched by Leanne's thoughtfulness. It's a moment that cuts right through Toyah's guilt, as she is reminded of the deep bond between her and her sister, one that she is about to fracture irreparably. In the emotional moment, Toyah is clearly overwhelmed by the idea of commemorating Rose with Leanne, especially given the secret she's keeping from her. But her conflicted emotions don't stop her from feeling gratitude toward Leanne's gesture. The rose bush symbolizes Leanne's love, a love Toyah is struggling to honor while keeping her own secret. As Toyah stands in the garden, grappling with her emotions, Nick is preparing to follow through with his plan to tell Leanne about their relationship. But before he can do so, he is blindsided by the arrival of a police officer, who breaks the news that Lib Battersby has passed away. The revelation shakes everyone to their core, and Leanne, deeply affected by the news of her father's death, heads out to find Toyah for comfort. However, in a twist of fate, Leanne fails to notice Nick making a private call to Toyah, warning her about the news of Le's death. The situation becomes increasingly tense as Toyah tries to process the news of Le while simultaneously attempting to keep her secret intact. Later, when Leanne and Toyah embrace in the street, the truth starts to slip. Leanne realizes that Toyah already knew about Le's death. When Toyah admits that Nick had called her about the news, Leanne is left confused. She questions Nick, but his explanation, claiming he called Toyah about the rota and that the news of Le's death simply slipped out, doesn't sit well with Leanne. Leanne's suspicions continue to grow as she picks up on more inconsistencies. She begins to question what is really going on between Toyah and Nick, and her unease reaches a breaking point that night. As Leanne sits alone, her suspicions drive her to take matters into her own hands. She opens Nick's laptop and begins to snoop around. What she finds sends shockwaves through her: a hotel booking for Tenerife. Leanne, in her mounting frustration and confusion, calls the hotel, hoping to get some answers. As she waits on the phone, the possibility that Toyah and Nick are planning to go on holiday together becomes all too real. She begins to wonder if this is the moment she will uncover the full extent of their relationship, if the affair is more than just a betrayal of her trust, but a complete rupture of everything she thought she knew about her sister and her partner. Could this be the final straw? Is this the moment when Leanne uncovers the truth? And if so, How will she react? The possibility of her learning the truth hangs in the air, creating an intense and suspenseful atmosphere. As the drama unfolds, Toyah is caught between her love for Nick and her loyalty to Leanne. The consequences of their affair seem inevitable, and the emotional fallout is bound to be devastating.